Now I've got this all rigged up on my engine lift now. So let's get it lifted off the bench. I got my new gasket here. I got the big bolt for our bull gear. And I have, you can see them, I have all 7 of our bolts that go into the housing to hold it into the transmission. But let me get on the other side here. Let me crank this up. Let me crank this up. I'll just take the weight right off the table and we'll roll this into position. Roll my little workbench out of the way. This engine lift definitely makes this a lot easier. I can't imagine trying to do this without this. I am not that strong anymore. All right. I'm just going to start to lower this down little by little. So I can swing us out of the way a little bit more. Almost there, a little bit more. All right, I think I can work with it there. So before I get too eager, I take and put my new gasket on it and hope that I'm putting it on the right way. Yeah, I am. And I did put a little bit of oil inside this machine's surface so that it goes on nice and easy. I'm going to grab a bolt. Now my bull gears are already inside. And speaking of which, I found out after we shot the last episode, I had a 50-50 chance of getting my bull gears in the right way. And what happened? I put them in backwards. Luckily, you can still take the bull gears in and out of here at this point. So I did not get myself into trouble here at all. I mean, I was able to pull them out, turn them around, put them in the good way, in the right way. But I found out that they were in wrong because they wouldn't go on the ends of the axles. The bull gears are actually machined in a conical shape so that you can only put the axle in on one side, and that's how I found out. So now I know. And I'm sure all you international guys were out there screaming and hollering at your screen saying, "You're putting it in wrong, you're putting it in wrong." Well, here we are. So this is where the struggle is going to come. I have to get this into that bull gear, which means I need to line that bull gear up a little bit better. And this is not going to be easy. I'll tell you that right now. I need to push you back a little bit. There we go. Again, one of those things where we just need to kind of take our time. I need to come up a little bit. Let's see if that'll help us. I am going to need to find a way to rig this so that it is flat. It being at an upward angle right now is giving me problems. So let me see what I can't do about repositioning this. So what I did is I took and got one of my jack stands and put it out on the end to stabilize the end, and then I was able to kind of line it up where I needed it to be. I'm going to have to put these out here eventually. We're actually, it's scary to say, we're getting to the point where we're going to need to take these jack stands off the back that are hooked into the power takeoff inlet because we're getting enough weight on here. So I think I got it to the point where I can slide it in here and probably get this bull gear on, which is still going to be tricky, but I think I have a lot better chance of getting it in there now. If I could just get it on the end of that, I would be in pretty good shape, but I gotta pick that bull gear up to do it. And to hold the bull gear up is not easy. Let's see if I push this in a little bit, if that'll help. This is definitely tricky. And my axle rolled, which is not helping. I think I need to pick this up just a little bit more. Again, take your time. Watch your fingers. This stuff's all heavy. Probably isn't much of a match against flesh. I'm still not. Still think I need to come up a little bit more on this. I'm close. I think I have it just a little too high now. That's the trick with this, is it needs to be perfect. It needs to be perfectly square going in. And if it's not going to want any part of it. And the trick is getting that bull gear lined up on that shaft at the same time. This is definitely something that if you got an extra set of hands to help you, it'll be well worth it. Trick is just getting it lined up little by little. And it is tricky. It's heavy. All right, so it took some wrestling around, but I think I'm a little bit closer to having it in there. I just got to get this to push in without knocking the bowl gear off, which is just the trick, isn't it? There it goes. I need to rotate this axle housing just a touch. I don't know if I can or not. See if I can get it to move a little bit. There, I got a bolt in. So now it's stable at least. The bowl gear is on. I'm gonna wiggle it together there. I pretty much closed up the gap. The bowl gear is on. We got another bolt down here. I'll see if I can get in. There we go. I got it captured. Not easy to do. It took a couple minutes to wrestle with it just to get this square and level and just get it just right and lift that bowl gear up onto it. And as you know, those bowl gears weigh a ton, so it was not easy to do. So what I'll do, I'm going to put my other bolts in here. We'll put our bolt in on the end here on the bowl gear so it doesn't fall off on us. And we'll get it all tightened up. We can get the engine lift out of here. So let me get my bolts and we'll do that. So get all of our bolts in. I couldn't even imagine doing this without an engine lift. I don't know if anybody out there has done it. You're definitely, if you have, you're definitely way stronger and tougher than I am because it was tough. I don't know how you would have done it. All right, all of our bolts are in. They're about as finger tight down as I can get them. Get my wrench, we'll tighten them up. Okay, it takes a big 7/8 socket. And it went in nice and easy. And I'm just going to tighten these up on the snug, just in a star pattern again, so I make sure that the machined surface is going in even though the gap's pretty much closed up at this point. It's seated. I think that's the one place where John Deere got it right over International. Is in the John Deere, this axle is one solid cast piece. It does not have axle housings that come off. It makes putting it back together a lot easier. Let me grab the bolt that goes on the end here of our bowl gear. Sorry, International guys, I had to get a shot in at you there with the John Deere comment. Hard to resist. Now this bolt doesn't want to go in so easily. Put a little oil on it. Maybe it'll help. Get a socket for that. I think that's a 1 inch, isn't it? Yep, 1 inch. It's going a little harder than I'd like it to, but it is going in. Wonder if maybe I just got a little bit of surface rust in there when I cleaned it out. Maybe I didn't blow it out real well. There we go. It's coming down now. All right, and I will take and torque that before we're all done. So now that that's on, we'll go ahead and we'll really put something on these so I can take this engine stand out of here. There we go. There, I think everybody's good and tight now. All right, we're good to take and remove this. Let me get this out of here.